Congrats, Matt. You got the win in your bare knuckle debut tonight. How do you feel right now?
Feel good, man. I feel satisfied.
So this fight actually went the distance. It was a grueling fight at times. How could you maintain that distance throughout the fight? Was that something you worked on in camp?
That's something that I've particularly worked on my entire career. Being smaller, I have guys that have longer reaches, so I've always learned how to go in and out, side to side, time their movements, and micro movements that I can, usually predict, with experience.
We also noticed you used a lot of uppercuts. Was that something you saw a hole in his game and you did it again and again?
I just knew without boxing gloves, the shell, there was going to be a lot bigger of an opening to slip uppercuts in there. So that's something I was working for sure.
We definitely saw a lot of respect between the two of you at the end. What do you think about him as a fighter?
I think he's a great fighter. Anybody that shows up to a sport like bare knuckle boxing, they're a warrior, at the end of the day, and I got respect for anybody that does it. He's a tough guy. He was there the whole time.
So you got an MMA background. How difficult was it for you to transition over to bare knuckle?
I don't think it was hard at all. Like I said, I've been, with injuries, it's hard to do MMA, sometimes neck injuries, back injuries, knee injuries. So I've solely focused on boxing for a while now. Without the gloves, that's a little tougher though.
Now, for anyone who doesn't really know how that feels, how would you describe it to them? If you actually get a punch and if you dish out a punch as well?
I would rather get hit than hit somebody with bare knuckles, to be honest.
So how much of a challenge is the trigon for you? That's something very unique that you don't find in combat sports anywhere else.
I think it works out perfect for me. I cut sharp angles and I always work in small spaces. Me and my training partners, we set up a triangle that was a little smaller than this one. So for me, that's the perfect size ring.
You had a bit of a layoff coming into this fight, I believe 1.5 years, right? How hard was it to get back into training camp and to prepare for this fight?
It was honestly probably one of the hardest things coming back. It was really hard. The training anybody who does it knows how hard it is and how much you have to sacrifice to be fully invested in this sport.
What makes bare knuckle fighting unique? We notice now worldwide the sport is getting bigger.
I think just the element of not knowing what it's really like to be in a war with bare knuckles. It's the toughest. It's extremely tough.
Now, in a post-fight interview in the ring, in a trigon rather, we noticed you got emotional when you were asked if you were going to come back. Tell us why.
Through this whole camp, I've just been thinking about it, and I've been knowing that I'm near the end of my career, because again, it takes so much time away from being a father or my work or my sleep. And I want to be fully invested to my family and to my life. And at 34 years old, it's probably the wise thing to do. I want to keep my brain healthy.
What does your family, what does your daughter mean to you?
Oh, it's everything. And I was unfulfilled with myself before I came into this, but I knew if I could come out victorious, I would feel fulfilled, and to get the victory tonight, I can go home and I can be the best father I can be now.
Are there any sponsors, family you want to thank?
Just my family, friends, co-workers, everybody who has supported me and helped me along this journey. I love you all. I'm Matt Almy with Bare Knuckle News, and nobody beats us to the punch.